are arriving at Victoria Park Station.
Howdy folks, today is Sunday, January 12th. The time is exactly 2 p.m., at least according to my phone it is. And outside it's about 2 degrees Celsius, so it's one of the nicer days we've had recently. And I'm here at Victoria Park Station, once again out in the city's east end, as a westbound Line 2 train rolls in. And in this walk, I'll be heading outside as if there's anywhere else to go. And I'll make my way down to Danforth Avenue. I might take a little detour along the way. And then we'll walk west through an area that's been dubbed Bangla Town. And perhaps we'll finish around Main Street Station. You could grab a bus right over there. There's a number of different bus routes, I think 5 or 6 in total. And we are in Scarborough, the former borough of Scarborough. And come to think of it, this walk is actually going to take place in 3 of the former boroughs. This is Victoria Park Avenue, and right across the street is Crescent Town. I've done a few videos through there, and Crescent Town is located in East York. The weird quirk of Toronto geography, East York dips south in this area. But we'll also be walking through what they call the Old City of Toronto. And it's another overcast, gray and kind of gloomy day, but nowhere near the extent that it was yesterday. Looks like they're going to try to squeeze a few buildings where this surface parking lot is. There's a large park just over there, Dentonia. And there's also a golf course just on the north side of the subway station, a city-run golf course. And Bangla Town runs between Pharmacy Avenue, which is to the east of here, which is over to the left, and Main Street, which is to the west. It'll do. I think there's a laneway coming up before Danforth, and we can cut through there and head a block east, and then we'll walk south to Danforth. I say we, but it's really just me. Well, I guess you're coming along with me as well. There's a mix of mostly high-rises and single-family dwellings. Welcome to Toronto. They call that the missing middle problem. You have a lot of really low and high density housing. That's something you'll notice in Scarborough for sure. Along with not very well kept sidewalks. So that's Danforth Avenue. Just up ahead, but I think we can go left here. These are mostly 60s era apartment buildings. Maybe towards the end of the walk, I'll cut through some residential streets. Oh, there's a truck coming this way. Let me get as far over as I can. That was bad timing on my part. I didn't mean to hold them up. Actually, they're keeping a very fair distance from me. Maybe they're not trying to get through here so fast. So this is Danforth, and again, Bangla Town starts just east of here at Pharmacy. And the amount of retail kind of peters off not too far east of here, and eventually Danforth ends at Kingston Road, a road that goes southeast. All the way down towards the Beaches and Leslieville neighborhoods. But this is west along the north side of Danforth. And for around 3 decades or so, this area has been a magnet for Bengali and Bangladesh-speaking businesses. Hence that name it recently picked up. And this is a mosque on the right. one of two mosques I can think of, the other one being much bigger, which is more to the west of here. But of course, it's a diverse, multicultural stretch. It's not all Bangladesh businesses. In fact, the majority aren't. All right, we're back to Victoria Park. And over there is Shoppers World. It's a plaza and mall with over 40 stores. I did a video through there, I think in March of this year. It was one of the first enclosed shopping malls in Canada. Now the indoor portion is just a really tiny section over in the far corner there. In the 20s, that was a Model T or Ford Model T production site. Now it's got a Metro, Staples, Shoppers Drug Mart, and Dollarama as the anchor tenants, and an LA Fitness. There used to be a Lowe's. But when I crossed Danforth, we crossed over into East York, but we'll only be in East York for a few blocks. Mid-East Eats. Bangla Town Electronics, grand opening November 10th of 2023. That's an odd thing to put on your sign permanently. It's a popular supermarket. Bridal Hub. Interesting how cluttered these buildings look with all these signs. Raja Sweets and Fast Food. Fruits, vegetables, and halal meat. I think this restaurant on the corner is a mainstay of this neighborhood. I think a lot of the people around here live just south of here in these homes, and Crescent Town off in the distance. on pizza. Coming up, there's going to be a stretch with a lot of furniture stores. She fashioned for you. We'll also be passing by the Comedy Bar. It's neat, they have an old horse that would have been used in a carousel in the window. I think this is just about the point where you leave East York and enter Old Toronto. Premium cannabis. Divine photography. Spa services. It's a place called Fix It Females across the street. Mattress shop, a furniture shop. There's an old school neon store. Just by luck, I go across the street and I run into a crate of cars. It just occurred to me, every time I walk along here, I'm always on the north side of Danforth. May all your days be ice cream days. Although it's called Bangla Town in recent years, I think a lot of people just call it Danforth Village or East Danforth. I don't think Little or Bangla Town is an official moniker. Kind of like Little Manila and Little Jamaica. There's the Comedy Bar. They've got a few different comedy rooms in there. I've been to some of their shows. It's always a good time. They've got another location on Bloor Street West near Ossington. Which is well to the west of here, but you can get there by just going west on Danforth and it'll turn into Bloor Street at the Bloor Viaduct. As we get to Dawes Road, when they first put these protected bike lanes in, they only went to Dawes Road, but they've been since extended further to the east of here. Wonder what that cop is doing. A lot of vacant storefronts in this area. There's some of those low-cost furniture stores across the street. Another boarded-up shop. All the days not to wear my waterproof boots. I'm doing a fair bit of puddle hopping today. I also went for a Japanese brunch and slipped on my way down to the bathroom.
Eat a little bit of lunch
and tumbled down the stairs quite embarrassingly, and I bumped my elbow. It's got a nice bruise and my right arm is a bit sore, but I don't think anything's broken. This entrance is temporarily closed so that we comply with provincial requirements. We're open for in-store shopping through our main entrance around the corner. What provincial requirements? I think they should be open on the main street. Let me know if you know down in the comments what that's all about. There's Bilal Furniture and Mattress. Now let's go for it. A lot of halal meat being sold in this area. Well, I wouldn't have been the only one who wiped out today, but fortunately she spared herself from a fall. And this is Main Street coming up at the next major intersection.
He just fucking said something about you.
Timmy's Mac Funeral Home. Well, I got here a little quicker than I thought I might. You can go south here, and this will lead you through into the Upper Beaches neighborhood. There's also a GO train station just south of here. I'm curious. All right, we can go a few more blocks west on Danforth here, maybe to the next set of lights. A 506 Carlton streetcar. It'll be making its way to Main Street Station. And we have left Bangla Town.
I'm a refugee. What? 呢兩日又唔煮得。
There's a Sobeys. Seems like this area is always this quiet every time I pass through. Pleasant sounds. Looks like there's plans for some towers going into this parking lot. I was going to say let's cross here, but my timing is bad. This Cosmo craft store has been here for as long as I can remember. It looks like it was like a McDonald's or maybe a country style before then. If you know what this used to be, I'd be curious to find out. Let me know. But I doubt it was built as that. Since I promised a residential portion of the walk, we're going to take care of that and head back over towards Main Street. As we go north up Westlake Avenue, as that lady hawks another loogie behind me. Pleasant stuff. Danforth Village, walk, shop, dine. Danforth Village would be the name of the BIA. What's going on over here? Halloween year-round? This is Harris Avenue. And if I'm not mistaken, once again, we are in East York. I think this street might be a dividing line. Let me type East York into Google Maps here and find out.
That's a great way to sit.
Today, I'm doing shit today. Can you go play tonight?
We'll see. Like, I'm not.
No, apparently not. If I went one block in the other direction, I guess when I was on the other side of the street and I crossed over, I might have briefly been in East York, but this, according to Google, I don't think that's going to focus. Is Old Toronto. That's really nice. How they've set up their patio there. But again, you'll notice we are steps from a subway station, but it's all low density single family housing. Also near a major corridor. Toronto's been criticized for its lack of medium density housing. And I think running underneath the street would be the subway line. There's often a series of lineal parks and parking lots. That coincide with line 2, such as this one right here. There's a really old building, the Don Arts Academy. And this is a laneway. Most of these homes do not have garages at the front. Everything is in the rear. But we've seen more and more of these things popping up, laneway homes. I think you need permission from your neighbors as well as the fire department, because we have these obnoxiously oversized fire trucks in the city that need to be able to navigate through these parts. Not Just Bikes did a video on how they managed to fight fires more effectively in European and Asian cities with much smaller fire engines. They can get through traffic and navigate tight quarters much better and carry the same amount of equipment. Is this really a solution to Toronto's housing crisis? Is it just a way to make these properties even more valuable? I'm not really sure. I think it's kind of a cool thing. We've got a completely wide open backyard. There's Main Street Station. So I'm going to go in there, pull out my phone and try to catch what's left of the Bills versus the Broncos. Their Bills were up 10-7 at last check. And I'll catch a westbound train over to Bloor Station. Well, I hope you enjoyed this walk from Victoria Park Station in Scarborough through Bangla Town in East York, finishing up here at Main Street Station. Thank you so much for watching. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. And this sounds like the train I wanted. Don't. No, it wasn't. 5 minutes until the next train. So we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink!